Hey guys, I just want to point something really cool out. So you see these two simple little testimonial examples, right? Like none of this site is important, but we did something. We did a dummy test, and guess what? Now they're in German, except they're still plugging in the variables. So like the company name, the keywords. So that stuff is in English, but doesn't have to be. We already did a check whether we create logos, whether we create images into the web pages, if they're to use a certain language that we specify for the entire website, like German, the whole website will be in German, end to end. Okay, the logos, if they have a phrase or a motto, it'll be in German. If any of the images include verbiage, it'll be in German. If, all the content on all the pages, all the links in the menus, every little call out like get in touch, all of this will be in German. Everything will. The names will seem like German names. It won't say client, it'll say something in German, probably client in German. Now, that goes for everything on the website. And there were three more really, that we cared about. One, that the assistant answers the phone or the live chat agent answers the live chat. And the audio components can handle German as well as a communication in German. And yes, we've proven all that out, all of it. It can completely act and think in German, but it can also translate anything to English or another language. So whether you are native English and you want to expand globally or into different markets, you can set up websites there to support the activities you're going to. I know a guy, do you remember the case where I was talking about the eye tears guy? Has the device, you touch the side of your nose and it makes you cry. Well, it cleans up your tear ducts without using drops, and just plug them up. And he flies into China from time to time, and helps train them and helps them understand how to expand, and chats with them about how things are going because he's expanding in China. You know, the funny thing is, why wouldn't he be able to pre-produce the websites with the assistants that answer the phones and describe everything about the product, with knowing all the pricing for the local region, with knowing everything? How to activate instructions. It can send them to anybody an email in their language, right? All of that can be done in their language or English or both. But what if you're in China, you're trying to expand into America, same exact thing. What if you're in, I don't care, you're in Morocco and you want to expand into France, It doesn't matter that everything moved through English. We actually can do any language to any language translations, but we can produce anything in any language, and that goes for the videos too. Do you remember this video script I was just showing, right? And I was showing that video that we produced with it. Well, what if we took the exact same thing and translated it to German? Watch this.
Ich habe jeden Monat Tausende für Werbung ausgegeben, die kaum etwas gebracht hat. Dann habe ich die Market Saturation Engine von Rocket Your Biz AI entdeckt. Innerhalb von 30 Tagen war meine Marke überall sichtbar, wo meine idealen Kunden gesucht haben. Ich spreche von Google, Social Media, lokalen Verzeichnissen, alles davon, komplett automatisiert. Meine Leads haben sich verdreifacht und meine Kosten pro Akquisition sind um 60% gesunken. Wenn du ein Unternehmer bist, der es leid ist, online unsichtbar zu sein, dann ist das Tool, das alles verändert.
Now, the only other thing I wanted to know, and we tested it too, is can we produce the domain names for the right countries? Can German domain names end in .de for Deutsch, right? Germany. Can China's domain names end in .cn? Can we have .co.uk or .co.au for Australia? Yes. So we, in about 2 more days, somebody will be able to call in their website requests in any language for any country. We'll buy the right domain names for their country. We'll set it up. We can migrate it to a server that's closest to their area, right? Just for latency. And we can, which we already looked up, servers do not have to be in the recipient country. The idea is just to reduce latency. Well, you know how US states are connected? Well, you've got that when you've got different countries in Europe. You've got like Germany here, France here, just Poland. All these countries are near each other. They're like US states in that respect. So if you have a server in any one of them, it's feeding through them all. And that is the way they do it now. Right? Server space can be next to you. Doesn't need to be in your country. And that's true for a lot of regions around the world, how they're handled. So that is so awesome because Amazon already thought about worldwide expansion. They're everywhere. So all their servers are spread out around the world in such a way that whether we're heading to South Korea, China, Japan, whatever it is we want to do, we can just immediately expand in that direction. Just need enough, an order big enough to justify, but that just means server space in the right place. It's just setting up a server in the right place. It's not that expensive. And the domain names are effectively the same price. It's just choose your extension. Okay? And then producing the content in one language is about the same as any other, cost-wise. Producing the images is about the same in one language as any other. There's nothing that makes those things inherently more expensive. And when we produce, we pay attention to the locale. So if there is a background room in the video, and it's a German video, it should look like a German room. If we're in India somewhere, it should look like an Indian room. If we're in a restaurant in Germany or India or China or Japan, it should look right. And we just make sure that happens because it's part of the prompting. If we write for a region, it will be written as though it's for that region. I did that once in the US. I showed you guys the results of a test, I think, where I was doing it for the locksmiths, saying, all right, I'm going to feed you different zip codes, and for each zip code, create a pitch that feels like it belongs to that zip code. I said, my zip code, I said 98029. And it said, hey, did you go hiking in the woods and lose your keys on the hike up in the mountains? It's going to be so hard to find them, da-da-da-da-da. I said 46514. And it goes, hey, if you're walking along the edge of the Elkhart River and you happen to drop your keys, before you get back to your car, you don't know where, da-da-da-da-da. It's like, oh my God. It's smart because it's talking about the right things. Or the St. Joseph River in Elkhart, I should say that. And then I said, well, what if I do a nearby zip code that's not by the St. Joseph River, but it's still in Elkhart? 46517. And it said, were you visiting the RV show? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And yeah, that's the right zip code for a major event would be going and checking out the RV show. So very interesting how crystal clear. And then I was showing you guys some of the images, videos we were generating that were short intro videos. And it was in China, looking Chinese. It was in like Costa Rica, looking Costa Rican. The people, the scenery, the background, the flora and fauna, the foliage, the type of grass and leaves and tree bark, and homes and columns and tapestries and wallpapers and anything and everything looks like the right locale. Okay. So within a couple of days, we're outfitted for being able to place orders around the world and doing videos in those languages that look like they belong to those areas. That's where we are now. So we're at a point of expansion. And our emailing system, by the way, is pretty universal as well. We can look up leads in Costa Rica, send them video samples that look like, sound like Costa Rica videos. We can do the same for anyone just about anywhere. So we're looking at the possibility of worldwide expansion just at our fingertips. As far as just being able to set up and automate and run it is just a handful of days, really. Okay. I don't know what to say other than this is finally the turning point where everything we've been building up works incredibly well. It's very modern. It's tied into everything. And here's what's cool. In the old days, whenever there were big updates, it would cause revamp issues that would take us down for like a week and a half at a time, 2 weeks at a time, because we'd have to rebuild everything to keep up with the new AI, right? That's changed because by now you can tell AI, crap, they changed your system to this new system. This is how it used to be. Here's what we did build. We got to make this round peg fit in the square hole that is the new thing, here's what we had. Check it out. Check out their documentation about what they have. Figure out how to make the round peg fit into the square hole, and it updates this stuff. Like a couple of days instead of a couple of weeks or a month. Just no real time to get it updated in hours, start testing. But do you know what? Even the tests got faster. I'll tell you one of the coolest things I ever saw. I took one of the AI prompts, talking on the phone, and I'd have to role play with it over and over again. It's so hypnotizing and tiring and just exhausting to keep calling and having the same conversation again and again and again with your own AI, looking for it to go off the rails and write down little notes and try to figure out what all these notes refer to and how to update the prompt. So I reached a point where I take the prompt, I call it, I get some notes. I give the prompt and the troubleshooting notes to AI to figure out how to fix the prompt for me. And then put that back in, started calling, and now it's way better. And so that sped things up a lot because I was thinking I could rewrite the prompt, but I can't rewrite it as smartly as AI can rewrite it. I would create little conflicts along the way by the time I get through like 37 rules. I'd have it say do this, but then I'd have it say do that. And AI would catch all that and just straight fix it. Now it got even cooler. Now I call AI and I say, hey, here's a prompt I have that you and I went through before or just went through. Do me a favor and call it like 50 times, just stress test it. And it doesn't have to call like on a phone. It just creates a natural conversation from different realistic scenarios where people do different weird things on the phone. And it knows what those weird things are and aren't. So it's making sense when it does the stress tests, but it does like 50 calls in seconds. Full conversations, determines where it's running off the rails, and suggests the fixes. And then I just say, can you rewrite the whole prompt for me with the fixes figured out? I'd say, do me a favor and stress test it again just to make sure. And then it starts green check barring everything that's done, red marking anything that's still missing or wrong. Okay, can you fix that? Here's the fixes. Can you rewrite the prompt? Here's the prompt. Can you stress test it? Now it's all green. Thank you. Now put the prompt back. Next step's going to be just iterate through your own loops. Keep rechecking it and fixing it until you get it done to the point where it's not erroring out anymore, and then give me the final prompt. That's not far away. Okay, guys, it's getting crazy, and we've been keeping up, and now we're at a point where this is fascinating. I am so excited about the launch because we are actually starting the marketing, getting replies, and so we're in marketing mode now. I mean, expanding into different languages and being able to do that, that's just icing on the cake program. That's just adding an application into the programming that already existed. It's just, hey, connect the dots real quick. Oh, okay. There's no programming. There's just attaching some new pieces together. That's nuts. Okay, so I'm just letting you know how far we got. I've still got a lot more to show you, and it's really, really awesome. I hope you're enjoying the series because I'm telling you, we put so much work into making this happen so that we can just roll and expand super fast. And this is the right time. Okay,